All right, this is just a warm-up question. We're going to have a series of questions following this regarding the PowerPoints. But how ready are you guys to learn today? Go ahead, give me A, B, C, or D.
C.
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 C?
D.
D? All right.
They're hungry.
C.
Glad you're switching it up. All right. You don't have to, but if you guys have a piece of paper or a pencil, jot down 3 personal guidelines you use to decide whether it'd be right or wrong to take a specific action. Usually we would be doing this at a CPS testing, but today we're going to be doing it by hand. You guys are going to tell me what you think the right or wrong answer is going to be, all right? So ethics is a branch of philosophy, and it's rules of conduct. It's a basic belief system. It's not a science. Ethics and science are not intertwined. It's not so much facts, but ethics deals with beliefs and the struggle between good and evil. So conduct is a key word when discussing ethics. Just remember the definition. And so the philosophers Kant and Aquinas have 4 basic rules to ethics. Do good, avoid evil, be fair and equitable, respect the dignity of all people, and be autonomous or self-governing. And these were ancient philosophers, but their beliefs still stand today. And these ethic guidelines are what our society today is based off of. And so they're based off of 4 basic rules: be honest, keep promises, obey and be loyal to the proper authorities, and be courageous. And this is to not only take authority seriously, and this is what creates order in a society and what creates movement in society and a culture, but this is also what creates technological advancement through working together, so everybody's not chaotic and we're not still Neanderthals. So ethics is growing in knowledge, being able to work with others, be moderate and maintain and enhance your health, and to not harm people. This is what keeps us from going out and murdering someone because they said something bad about us. And so most of our moral beliefs are based on habits we've learned as children. They're what your parents have told you as a kid, they're what you learned growing up, what you heard. And they can affect your reputation, social status, finances, and overall sense of well-being. This is basically how we act on a day-to-day basis. Ethics are what keep us in line and keep us going. And so not all habits are right. However, like biting your nails, tapping the desk, you do it because it's a nervous habit. But your teachers hate it, right? So habits are right when they're ways of helping ourselves and others. And so good habits help us develop our best potential and respect people's basic rights. Like I said again, this is why we sit in class and listen to me and you don't walk right out the door. It's because of your basic set of values and what you learned as a kid. So decisions seemingly unrelated to ethics may have an ethical aspect. So, for example, scientists mix harmless chemicals to create disposable plastic containers. This is helpful for restaurants for takeout service, but plastic may harm the environment. You guys get that? Kind of compare, contrast. So what do we value more, the convenience of disposable containers or the environment? And this isn't just a weird offset question. This happens every day. This is what politicians argue about quite frequently is, do we want easy finances or do we want what's right for the environment? Well, you hear a lot about these green projects and stuff, and everyone's getting solar panels and stuff trying to do the right stuff. And so a value system is a set of ideals, beliefs, interests, likes, and dislikes, what we use every day to make decisions. It involves freely chosen behavior and beliefs that are very personal to each of us. So something that everyone may not believe in. I don't want to get into that, but what we're going to talk about today, is the Air Force set of values. And so our 3 core values are integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do. And this is something to take note on. This is something that you're going to need to remember for you on the military route. Some more in depth is integrity first is the willingness to do right when no one's looking. It's your moral compass, your inner voice, the basis and trust needed in today's military. Service before self is putting professional duties and what you have to do for the Air Force or whoever you're working for in front of your own personal desires. Excellence in all we do, passion for continuous improvement and innovation. Following through on everything you do, even when someone's not looking at you, is huge, even when it comes later in life. So 4 personal types of values, or 4 types of values are personal, prudent, conventional, and moral. There you go. And so personal is guiding our conduct, prudent is serving our best interest, conventional, generally accepted and enforced, and moral, rooted in a comprehensive view of human life. So personal is kind of some stuff you learn growing up, but that also ties into conventional, which is what society tells you is right or wrong. Personal or prudent is kind of selfish. You're doing this because it's right for you. And moral is what you truly believe, your base beliefs, what you think is right or wrong. And so one of the guidelines derived from our 4 basic rules of ethics is, Johnson, you want to help us out? Is it A, B, C, or D?
B.
Was that wrong, or did your thing just go off? Yes, that is correct. All right. The core values of the U.S. Air Force are integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do. True or false?
True.
True? All right, great. So ethics are defined as a set of accepted rules of conduct, written or stated. And morals refers to the behavior and following ethics. So it's usually substituted for the word ethics. You'll hear them interchangeably. The Western society that we live in today is based on Greek and Roman philosophy as well as Judeo-Christian ethics. The 10 Commandments, the Golden Rule, all those things that you heard as a kid are based off of Greek and Roman philosophy. And so these are nothing new. This is what humanity has deemed correct and incorrect since civilization has been around. So some rules take the form of laws, as others moral standards. For example, like you can't murder someone because it's against the law. But other things are like breaking promises, gossiping. That's more of a inner belief than a law, and that's something that you do for yourself, and not because there's a law against it. And so every culture has had morals since there's been culture, and a concept of basic human rights. Customs, habits, and institutions vary from one culture to another, and it may. So some of the stuff that one culture considered right could be considered wrong by another culture. For example, Spartans and Greeks disagreed on a lot of how they raised children, and their whole base on society would be for education for the Greeks and for militaristic values for Spartans. And so it doesn't mean one or the other was wrong. They just came up with a different belief system and they stuck to it. So groups such as family, school, and JROTC might also set moral codes, like we said before, the Air Force values that you stick with in JROTC. And ethical decisions are made through a systematic process for making tough decisions. You weigh all the facts, you determine the moral values or obligations at stake, and then you act on the decision in light of your knowledge, and you do what you feel best. And so you should always be respectful for the life and the well-being of all people. Universal norms are the normal beliefs of people in most cultures, like not killing people. We don't all look at the same actions in the same ways, but a lot of us have similar core values that don't change. Without rules or norms, institutions would crumble, and we wouldn't have society. And so non-universal norms are norms that do not carry universal moral obligations, and these are specific to one's religion or should not impose personal obligations on others. You shouldn't make someone believe something because you believe it's right. All right, ethical decisions are made. Okay, we're on a continuation. So the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. The United Nations adopted this in 1948, and every citizen in every nation has the right to life, liberty, and the freedom of from personal attack. Freedom from slavery, recognition before the law, presumption of innocence until proven guilty, and freedom from torture. Freedom of conscience and religion, freedom of expression, privacy, family, and correspondence, freedom to participate freely in community life, education, and a standard of living adequate for health and well-being. Values are also used to make decisions. Values can be at odds with each other, spend tax dollars for defense or social programs. Another huge political question for us. Decisions should be based on doing the most good. The greatest value for military is the public good, and personal values may conflict. All right, so the circumstances of the situation can help from the basis for deciding what is right or wrong, and what's appropriate for the situation, and what is fitting in the case. So ethics are basically used for deciding what's right or wrong in a certain situation. If we were shot down behind enemy lines, we might not have to lie or steal to survive. We might be forced to choose a course of action that would violate our code of ethics and our sense of values. And this is just an example of how ethics are used and how decisions are made. And so morals are often referred to as A, B, C, or D. Go ahead, Weathers.
D.
D is correct. That'd be our behavior, a term that is often a substitute for the word ethics. The systematic process for making decisions includes all the following except for what?
C.
C is correct. Ignore any moral values or obligations at stake. All right, what are the traits of an ethical person? Consideration for other people's feelings and needs, integrity, and honor. These are three very basic ethical traits that you'll find in almost, or you should find in almost all leaders. Leaders influence others to achieve goals, and leadership decisions are based on many factors. Each profession has a set of standards, or moral or otherwise, and leaders' actions must help accomplish the goal of the organization. Right actions or right choices build confidence and self-respect and earn respect of those affected by the actions. Leaders very rarely make choices and decisions based on their own good, but the good of the people they're leading. So 12 questions to help make the right choice. If I do what I'm thinking of doing, Would I be willing to have my action enact into a law and required of everyone? If I'm considering using someone else for my own personal gain, would I allow myself to be used in the same way? That kind of goes back to do unto as you want to do to you. And would I be willing to explain to a jury why I chose this action? Would I do this if I knew it was on television news? Would I do this action if it were done by my worst enemy? And my reason for acting this way is everyone else does it. Would I do it if no one else did it? Would I do this if I knew I would have to explain my reasons to my family? Would I be content with the action if I were taken by my boss and member of my family? Same type of questions. So, Vice Admiral William P. Lawrence defines moral courage this way. To know right from wrong, to possess a firm set of values, and to possess the strength to live by those values and do what is right regardless of the consequences.
5 minutes.
Right. Let's see if I can get through this. So, cadets already possess coincidence, a sense of justice, and a personal code of conduct. Coincidence is the awareness of a desire to act properly and the awareness of guilt when improper actions are committed or intended. A personal code of conduct is a list of reminders that cause us to practice right behavior. Living by a code of conduct has its rewards, developing good habits, fewer occasions to apologize, and you blend in with society more. A person with a refined sense of ethics has integrity. True or false? Anybody?
True.
True would be correct. Living by a good code of conduct can reward you with what? A, B, C, or D? Legarski?
A.
A is correct. All right. Personal standards are decisions based on ethics. Ethics consist of rules and conduct that people should follow, and a value system consists of our set of ideals, beliefs, interests, likes, and dislikes that we use every day. So the core values of the U.S. Air Force are integrity first, service before self, and excellence all we do. The word morals and ethics are interchangeable, and there's a systematic process to help you with ethical decisions. All right, universal norms are normal beliefs, and then, of course, the opposite. Leaders are admired for their ability to motivate others and to achieve goals. Moral courage is knowing right from wrong. So the key to developing moral courage and maturity is the ability to set goals and to achieve them. So what are the 3 Air Force core values? Anybody?
Integrity first, service before self, and excellence.
Excellent.
Awesome. Great.
Listen to my word. That is on the test a week from tonight. You must know the Air Force core values, explain them, and give an example of how you do one of them. Listen to my words.
What part of the lesson was hardest to learn? Did you guys not get anything? It's pretty straightforward. All right. These are some of the questions you might know. Just kind of look over them real quick.
All right, everybody give them a round of applause. Lieutenant Legarski, come up here and call everybody attention and dismiss them. Everybody shout good, great things. And you can turn it off at the end here.
Flight, attend, who?
Wait just a second, Legarski. Hey guys, everybody put your books over here when you're done. Go ahead.
Dismissed.
Go!